and welcome to the Oak and Lamb YouTube channel. My name is Becca Oaks. I'm an owner and craft educator here at Oak and Lamb. Most people who have a Cricut or computer guided cutting machine use their machines to create mugs or cups or something like that with a decal. So this is regular vinyl that we've put on a cup, and you can put this on a coffee mug. You can put a decal on a glass champagne flute or a tumbler or any variety of drinking cups. And one of the most often asked questions we get here at Oak and Lamb is, how do I seal that? So I want to talk to you today about some ways that you can seal vinyl on a cup. Now, there are several different methods that if you search the internet and search YouTube, search the crafting world, that you're going to come across. However, we've used all of them and we do have a preference. One common method is to use Mod Podge. There are several different finishes of Mod Podge: satin, matte, glossy, even more than that. And you just take Mod Podge and paint it on your mug. However, the problem with Mod Podge is a lot of times you get the brush strokes in with the Mod Podge. Now, you can be super careful, but no matter how careful you are, a lot of times they still have the brush strokes in with it. It is a water-based sealer. It is dishwasher safe. It's food safe once it's cured. So it's a good option if you don't have any other medium, but still not our preference. Next, you will see polyacrylic or a sealer like polyacrylic. You can get a spray. You can, again, get this in a brush, which once again, you're going to have the issue with brush strokes, but the main issue for us with polyacrylic sealer is that it yellows over time. If you have a white or light base mug or a white vinyl or something like that, once it sets and dries, you're going to see a little bit of a yellow tint. So you obviously don't want to change the overall look and color of your tumbler or mug with that sealer. So that's why we don't prefer polyacrylic. Our preference for sealing cups and mugs is UV resin. We love the J. Diction UV resin in particular. You can click the link below. We will link it for you all. We've tested so many different resins, and J. Diction is always our favorite. We also have a fun comparison on Temu resins, Temu UV resins. If you want to check that video out after this, we'll link that for you. Temu is such a super popular a company that you can purchase from, specifically craft products. We're really loving craft products from that, and we do have a video what we ordered versus what we got on Temu. You can check that video out as well if you aren't familiar with Temu. It's a fun little shop. It's not little, it's huge. There's tons of stuff. Anyway, UV resin to seal our mug is our preference, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do that. So we do have our UV resin. We have a UV LED light, which I'll get up in just a second. I don't have it out here on the table. Or if it's a nice sunny day, our preference is to cure our UV resin outside. It is so much quicker. We're talking probably a tenth of the time if you are able to put it outside in a decently warm environment with the sun blazing. It's going to cure really quickly. So we do have the light that will pull up. I do have a glove. You're going to want some proper PPE, a mask, some goggles, things like that to protect you from your UV resin, the flames, or fumes, not flames. There are no flames. There should not be flames. The fumes. And then I do have a torch lighter, which will help us pop any bubbles that might come up with UV resin. It's totally normal to see those bubbles, and it's super easy. In fact, kind of therapeutic to pop them with the torch lighter. I also have my tumbler turner here. Again, all of this will be linked for you all. We get it all from Amazon, and have really liked these, really enjoyed them, and used them a lot. You might see right here, I have a silicone mat, and I like to just place my tumbler turner on a silicone mat because it cleans up really easily, and then I don't have to worry about protecting my crafting surface quite as much. I think that's all we're going to need to show you how easy it is to seal this. So let's jump to the overhead camera, and I will apply the UV resin, we'll smooth it out, and we'll get it cured. Okay, this is just a simple little coffee type mug that I have gotten from Temu. It's like a plastic coating, and I've put a vinyl decal. This is an Oak and Lamb decal, an Oak and Lamb graphic rather. If you are a Flock member, you have access to this as well as thousands of other cut files with free commercial use license. So if you want to create products to sell with our graphics and you are a Flock member, it is totally legal to do that. Check out the link below and you can find out more information about our membership, but you can also use a special discount code 20OFF 20 off for $20 off our membership. And the cool thing about this promotion is that when your membership auto renews next year, it will auto renew at that discounted price too. So if you are looking for a crafty community with education on things like this and so many other things from sewing, laser cutting, die cut, sublimation, resin, basically anything crafty you can think of, we're going to teach on, then this is a community for you. So I have this already placed on here, and I'm going to take the styrofoam piece, just place it in here, and then put it on my tumbler turner. And then I have my UV resin. I'm gonna just start in a section kind of like this. You can use silicone stoppers or silicone kind of collars to put on the top and bottom if you want to, or you could use electrical tape. However, I'm just gonna be really careful here and put this on with my finger and make sure that it doesn't come up to the silver, and I don't want it to come on this contoured spot. So I'm just going to kind of gently rub around here and turn my tumbler on so that I can spread this out. UV resin is self-leveling, which is why you want a tumbler turner or something like that for it to rotate. And then once I get to a spot that doesn't have any resin, I'm going to place some more. Now, the temptation might be to only put resin on the decal and then kind of smooth it out, but you're going to want to put resin on the entire cup, even things that don't have the decal, so that it is a nice, smooth finish on the cup. Okay, now that I have it pretty well covered, I am going to just with my finger and smooth over like this and let it continue, let the tumbler turner continue to move. And the reason that I'm using my finger is that it is so much easier to feel if it is smooth and if there are any spots that you've missed. If you were using a paintbrush, you wouldn't be able to tell quite as easily. And once I'm happy with that, then I will grab my torch lighter and pop any bubbles that I can see, like right here. Again, you're gonna want the tumbler turner to just continue rotating, and you can hit multiple times with the torch lighter. So one thing that I do want to point out, I don't know if you can see on the handle right here, I did get some resin there. The cool thing about UV resin is before you cure it, it is really easy to clean it up with rubbing alcohol. I've also gotten some right here. So I'm just going to grab this alcohol pump bottle here and a paper towel, clean this up, and then I don't have to worry about it curing on there in an odd spot, because it's clean. Now that it has self-leveled really well, I'm going to grab my UV light, place it on here, and because we are inside, it could take anywhere from 4 to 10 minutes because the light isn't hitting each part of the mug the entire time. Obviously, when it's rotating, this part isn't touched, and you get the idea there. The temperature of the room also plays a factor in how quickly the UV light will cure this resin. This is why I mentioned earlier that it is our preference to take it outside when it is warmer and there is more sun out. It cures a whole lot more quickly that way. Okay, this has cured and it is ready, and you can run your finger over it. If you don't feel any of the edges of the vinyl, then honestly, you don't need to put another coat on here. When I first started with UV resin, I tended to be a little bit light-handed on it because I was concerned about it pooling up or it just not being very even. And so I would do a thinner coat, and a lot of times would have to go back and put a second coat, which is totally fine. But since I'm more familiar with it now, I can generally get it in one coat, and I think this would be good. It looks really nice, and that vinyl decal isn't going to come off. It is sealed on there really well. Thank you so much for watching this video on our favorite way to seal vinyl. If you like this content, you would love the rest of the content we have here at Oak and Lamb. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is free to do that. And if you turn on notifications, you can get a notification every single time we go live or every time that we share pre-recorded content. Like this video if you like it, and leave a comment below if you have any questions about this process or any other crafting questions. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here another day for another video.